This HP Omen gaming PC just came in the shop because when you go to turn the system on, it fires right up and posts, but after getting stuck on the HP Omen logo for about 5 minutes, we get boot device not found, which is one of the last errors you ever want to see because most of the time it means you got a dead boot drive. But to go ahead and verify this, we can press F2 to open up the system diagnostics and go down to hard drive check and click quick check, where we're immediately met with no hard drive installed, which is not a good sign. So the first thing I want to do in a circumstance like this is find the drive and make sure it's securely connected. For these HP Omen 32Ls, a lot of times the drives are installed up top right here in these hot swappable drive sleds, but it's not in this first one, nor this second one. So to open up this system, there's actually a cool mechanism here. You gotta slide it over to the unlock symbol and then press down with your hand right here, and that pops out the side panel, where we can now find our boot drive, which this thing's not even secure. And this one's from Silicon Power, so I'm not surprised that it's probably dead. But before we jump to any conclusions, let's make sure these cables are secure. But clearly that didn't make a difference. So one more way we can check if this drive's dead is to take it over to another machine and dock it in my StarTech Drive Dock, turn that on, where just like the first system, we get no response, proving we got ourselves a dead drive.
And as simple as that was to figure out, apparently I'm the second shop to look at the system
Because the other guy gave up and couldn't figure out what was wrong, when it was pretty obvious that it was a dead drive. And if you've been working in the industry, the brand should have gave it away. So in order to get the system back up and running, we're gonna have to put in a new drive. But before we install any new hardware, we need to get it cleaned up because it's disgusting. So let's take this PC out back and blow it out. And because I know I'm gonna get a comment for not holding this fan, well, because there's a fan grill, I actually stuck a little pick in there so it wouldn't spin. That's so much better. So now to go ahead and get this drive properly installed, we're gonna actually use a drive sled this time, instead of letting this drive just hang around. Then to go ahead and get this connected, all we gotta do is add some SATA power, and of course some SATA data. And with that installed, we can go ahead and turn this PC back on, where we're gonna see we get the exact same error. But this time, it's not because of a dead drive, but rather because we just don't have an operating system installed. So as requested by our customer, we're gonna go ahead and reinstall Windows 10 by plugging in our installation media and hitting Control-Alt-Delete to go ahead and restart the PC. And because that installation media is our only boot device, we'll load right into the Windows Setup tool, where we can select our brand new 2TB drive to go ahead and reinstall Windows on. And for those worried about our customer's old data, well, this is why backups are important,
which our customer fortunately has.
so we don't even have to worry about it. And just like that, with Windows now reinstalled and the system running great because we no longer have a dead drive, let's go ahead and get this gaming PC back over to our customer.